Hello. So, I just wanted to come on really quick. I know I need to do these. I want to do these more regularly, but at least I'm coming on now. So, I'm really, really excited about the bee, and I'm like super excited about it. I got the permit. We have the date. I have the permit. I reserved the sound equipment, and now I just got to raise money. So www.b-n.life, and you can go and donate there. But what I wanted to come on and talk about is how it's interesting, because with work for the company, I've had a really hard time getting myself to focus. And what the problem is that I get overwhelmed. There's just a lot, and there's a lot of stuff that's frustrating. I made several big blunders at the beginning, and I'm still paying for them. And I'm coming to the end of it, but it's still here, and it's going to be here for the next few months. And we're kind of restructuring the way we do things, and we're doing all this other stuff, but what I find interesting is that with the bee and stuff, I can't stop doing it. And I'm just really motivated. And I think, obviously, yes, I have a very deep passion and drive to, I have a passion and drive to get my company working as well. There's a lot of reasons for me to want that. But, with the BN, I feel it's number one, it's all me, and it's not like huge difficult things. It's like little tasks, like, okay, I got to get this, I got to get the website up, I got to get, I got to get social media squares done, I got to create a press release, or get the permit, or whatever the case may be. There's small little things that I can do. They're very, very doable and discreet, so that they have a beginning and an end. Here's a task, and I'm gonna do it. And when I'm done, it's done. So it's just been very rewarding in the sense of setting goals and accomplishing them. And that is something that builds self-esteem. Ooh. So that's exciting. And I'm still getting a lot of anxiety, though. Like, I have a lot of... No, I don't. Yes, I do. I do. It's here. It's with me. I'll recognize it. So I just think it's really interesting, because I also, I believe my capabilities, my abilities more with this being stuff, because again, it's really simple, straight to the point, step by step, do this, do this, do this. Whereas like with the company, it's like, kind of like the way I feel about stuff. It's like there's so much coming at me, and so much I don't know what to do with, and I have to figure out. And I have to tell you, like, hiring people to do a job and then paying them and then having to redo it, really, it wears thin. And it's my fault. I'll own it, because let's not talk about fault. I will own this, because I'm the one who hired people. And I tried my best to explain it. And I've had other people try to explain what they need to do. They just don't get it. And it's not for my lack of trying to get them to understand. And it's not that what I'm trying to get them to understand is very complicated. It's just not, it doesn't gel. And, obviously people aren't going to be as motivated to do good work as I am, especially when I was just paying them because I just wanted to get it done, and I didn't check their stuff. I didn't check it because there was so much of it, and they were writing, and I just didn't think it was fair for them to have to wait till I could get to their work, which would be like weeks and weeks after. So I was paying them, and it was just a big mistake. Lots of big mistakes there. Lots of big mistakes. And, but I learned. Fail forward. And, you know, things are calming down with the business, and I'm feeling a bit more capable of what we're doing. You know, we're going to be doing, there's the free webinar that I'm going to be putting on once a month. And then we're starting up our classes, the 12-week coaching sessions, in January. And the key now is marketing those. And then there's the the compilation book that I wanted to get people on board with. There's so much. It's like, there's so much. And it's just like, there's so much. It's just like, I don't know where to start with half of this stuff. And like, what am I, like, it's just honestly, like, I sit around, like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? You know, there's just too much. I'll have to admit, it's too much. It's too much for me. And not that it's too much for me, but I always put too much on my plate, and I think I can handle it, and then I have a nervous breakdown. You know how it goes. So what I'm finding is, not only am I able to do these discrete things, beginning, end, all set, done, next task, and I know what the tasks have to be. I need to now put the press release out to these people, and, you know, like, get, you know, it's very cut and dry. Not like the business, not like my business. It's the business. There's like nothing cut and dry whatsoever, other than get this book written. You know what I mean? Cut and dry. The book has to be written, and it should have been done 3 weeks ago. Jesus Christ. But with that, you know, we've decided that we've decided that we're not gonna, like, right now, I'm just gonna do the writing because that's what I'm doing anyway. So we're not gonna worry about that, but there's still Cheryl's book and Marco's book that have to be finished. I mean, and they're both in kind of beginning stages. And I say that, I mean, Cheryl's book is written, but I'm going to have to rewrite it, all of it. So I'm working on chapters 1 and 2 right now. And I mean, I like the way it's just coming out. It's just a little slow. Oh. And, yeah. And with Marco's book, I have so much material for it. Like, we went through, it doesn't really matter. There were lots of interviews, and lots of very long, like hour-and-a-half long interviews, and lots of them. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go through this material, and I'm going to figure out blah, 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 blah. It doesn't really matter what I'm going to figure out. I'll figure it out. So those are the 2 books, and I got to get Tim's and Gary's to them because they're actually done. I just haven't looked at them, and that's why they don't have them. So I should probably look at those. But it's like, I need to get these other books done. But it's like, but those are already done. Maybe you should just get them to the people. But then it's like, well, I'll probably be able to just give Tim his book. It's just fine. Gary, I'm going to have to do some work on. And it's like, on the one hand, it's like, that will take less time than either Cheryl or Marco, and it'll be a win. I can get it off my plate. But it's also like, Cheryl and Marco are expecting me to work on their books. Like, it's time, you know? So I guess it's a matter of just allocating my time. That being said, doing the be-in stuff is giving me motivation to do other things. You know, just like I said, like the small goals, achieving them, moving on to the next one, seeing the progress, right? And that is giving me motivation to do, like, it's giving me confidence. What it is giving me confidence to be able to do the other stuff. So I feel comfortable at tackling the other stuff. So I actually tackle the stuff. a little bit of anxiety. We're gonna take it down a notch. It's like smooth jazz, right? Smooth jazz. I don't know if you guys ever saw the show The Fast Show. It was an English show. Very funny sketch comedy. Very funny. And there was a character that used to be, yeah, it's not funny if I just tell you, but it's just like this guy's smooth jazz. It was a catch line. It was really funny though. If in context, it was hilarious. That was a good show. I want to watch that show again. What else was I saying? Yeah, so I'm finding I actually am getting more work done on that side of things on my business and the work I need to do within the business, because I'm working so much on the Be-In project. So that's good. You know, I mean, it's a creative thing too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, writing books is creative, but it's also like not sometimes. It is always creative, but it's often surrounded by a headache. So I don't really enjoy the creative part of it as much as I would like. Well, when I'm doing it, I actually do. I do enjoy it, but it's getting me to sit down and like deal with all the crap that's in front of me that, you know, that's been an issue. Because I sit down and I do it. I try so hard. I try so hard. But it doesn't just, it doesn't, I don't know. I get overwhelmed and it's the thing that happens. You get overwhelmed, you don't do the shit. Because you're just like, you know? Whereas with the other thing, I'm just like, oh, do this. So anyway, that's what I came on to talk to you about how when you're having difficulties accomplishing something, especially because of overwhelm, but in my case, because of let's just talk about me. I don't want to speak for you guys. So I'm having difficulty accomplishing things because I get overwhelmed. I feel overwhelmed. Like Cool Whip. Oh, it's funny. So the stuff that I find difficult to do because I don't have the confidence in my abilities. I mean, I know that I can do it. It's the capacity more than ability. That it's like, can I get it done? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I know I can do it, but it just seems endless and like insurmountable sometimes. And that's hard to approach something that feels like it's endless and insurmountable, because you don't feel like you're doing it, like making a dent. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see progress. And like, yeah, okay. Oh, I finished that book. Great. And on to the next. And I know that you gotta stop. And I say this to people, you have to stop and celebrate the wins. Like, I get that, but it's like, the big win is if I get the shit done. Like, so great. I finished that book. It's off. Hopefully they enjoy it. I'm on to the next. It's great. And it's a relief, but like, there's still so much more to do. And it's just, it gets overwhelming. But because I'm doing this other thing that I'm very, very passionate about, and is going to happen in the next 53 days, or 51 days now, I think. Relax. So I'm getting very nervous, not anxious. I'm feeling lots of anxiety right now. And it's coming from, it almost always is from like a memory of something that pops up in my mind that I don't like. You know, like, and generally it's me feeling embarrassed or feeling like I've done, not done or said something that was really, really, that's not that it was ever terrible. This is the thing. It's not like it was terrible, but it affects me like it was. You know, it's like something that half the time I'm like, maybe even more than half the time, I'm like, the other person involved doesn't even remember that. Like, you know, why am I flipping out about it? Other times it's like, I was alone. Who cares? Like, so what that happened? I'm the only one who knows that. Like, why am I so... But, so I keep having these things that I keep yelling at myself, right? Not yelling at myself, but not like it was, but like, it's still like, I get that like initial, like, my entire body clenches and it's like, okay, calm down, until I can actually like calm down. And, it's not pleasant. I don't like it, but you know what? It's fine. It is what it is. And that brings me to another conversation. No, it's not exactly, it's within line with this conversation, in line with this conversation. Bring it down. Be in the moment, right? This is a new one, not a new one, but like it's a different thing that I was going to talk about, right? What I am working on and shall continue to work on is being in the moment, so that I recognize the anxiety when it comes up instead of like recognizing it 3 seconds later when I'm whirling, you know? So, and that was something that was useful after the breakthrough that I had, my nervous breakthrough, was like, okay, you know what? I really, really have to be vigilant about I had the word a second ago. Vigilant about not controlling, but regulating my energy. And the way to regulate it is to stay in the moment, because it's when I start getting into other stuff, right? Like all the stuff that I have to do, I start thinking about it and I'm in my head and I'm not in my body. And it just spins and spirals. So we're going to work on that right now. When I get that, and it's interesting. Okay, so with the energy, right? Like everything in your body is connected. It's all connected. And I know that we know that, but like I'll let energy go from over here and I'll feel it in like my left pinky toe. You know, it's like, oh, those two things are connected. Anyway, that was a little tangent. So, yeah. So the takeaway here is, I think, and this is something I knew, but I didn't put into practice. So I was like, I don't have time. But if you spend time doing something you're passionate about and you're excited about, that spills over. Okay, me. I'm talking about me, not about you. Okay, so I found that when I do something that I'm passionate about and I'm excited about, that spills over, and the motivation there carries into other areas of life. And I feel more capable, or like my capacity is greater to handle the other things. Because, you know, that's been the big issue, really, is my belief in my capacity to handle things. I just, for the longest time now, haven't believed in my ability to do anything. I didn't think I could do anything. I used to think I could do everything. And I did, except when it came to like, we caught it quicker. We caught it sooner that time. That's good. Except for, you know, when it came to the really important stuff and I just self-sabotaged, that I didn't conquer. But that was then and this is now. So yeah. That's been an issue, is like my belief that I can do stuff. And then I just stopped doing it because I didn't believe that I could. And it just fed on itself. You know, it was like, I can't do that, so it doesn't get done. So that proves to me that I can't do it. So that I lay in bed and I don't do more stuff. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't do that stuff, so I can't do it. You know, and it's a cycle. So we got to watch our thoughts when it comes to stuff like that. And that's something, yeah, that should be a totally separate video, because it's completely different. It's like a whole thing. But I'm going to note right now that I would want to do a video about the cyclical nature of negative self-talk and self-fulfilling prophecies. That's for next time, boys and girls, because it is 23:13, because for some reason I thought it would be dandy to put the 24-hour clock on my phone, and now I can't remember how I did it, so I can't turn it back to the 12-hour clock. Whatever. I like military time, it's fine. Excuse me. The other thing with feeling confident about the be-in is I'm just like, I think about it and I just get more and more of these ideas. And again, it's the universe. Like, it's not me. It's not my brain. It's just allowing it to be the vessel. But I'm very excited about it because I keep coming. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So one of the things I'm going to do is, so we're going to have big signs that have conversational prompts, instructions for active listening, and instructions on how to ground yourself. Guidance, not instruction, you don't have to do this, but like suggestions for people that they can practice there and then take home with them, along with the lovely spirit of goodwill and positive energy. Very excited about this. So I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking I'm gonna hand out leaflets with recommendations, like book recommendations or resources, basically. Like, if you want to know more about this, if you want to, dig deeper, you can go to these books and blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, you know what? I could put Becoming Untethered on that, and who knows, right? Maybe I can help more people. That would be great. So that's kind of a plan there. And what I really like, honestly, like, I know it's a big, huge plan, but it's called the Be-In, and then this event is Be-In Boston, right? So what I envision is setting this organization up, or whatever, setting something up where anybody who wants to do a Be-In in their city can come get the resources and do it, right? And they can put it, be in Texas. No, Texas is not a city. It's a state. It's a rather large state. Be in Des Moines. Be in Terre Haute. Terre Haute? The place where Ralphie's from in A Christmas Story, which is one of the best movies ever. Bring it down. Right. So, takeaways. 1, when I am doing something that excites me and gives me confidence because I can see that I'm accomplishing things, it gives me more confidence to accomplish the things I find more difficult. And it also, I don't know about inspires, but gets me to work more on it. Actually sit down and be like, okay, I can do this, and sit down and actually not be freaking out and just do it. That's takeaway number 1. Takeaway number 2. I've forgotten, guys, because that was the main reason I wanted to come on, but now it's like I went off in a tangent that I think was good, but now I can't even remember what it was because it's 23:17 and I'm really tired. So I think for now, I'm just going to wrap it all up by expressing my gratitude for the fact that I'm doing this Be-In thing. I'm really grateful to have that idea and to be doing it and for it to be coming to fruition. I know it is, and I just know this is going to be a really good thing. It's going to be a really good thing. And I can see it becoming like a nationwide or even like international wide good thing. People just get together and they're happy and they listen to each other and they, you know, they're not meditate, but like, you know, become grounded in the moment. And they practice that. And they're like, hey, that feels really good. And then go and they take it home. And then other people are affected by it because they're feeling really good. And they're like, oh, I mean, how much does it affect you when someone is genuinely like, you know, walking down the street and they're like, oh, hey, you know, like happy, or you're interacting with someone who's happy. Doesn't that lift your spirits? So I'm seeing, I can see it. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be a big deal. I think it's going to be a big deal. It's just a matter of getting the word out there and raising the money. I've got 50 days to do it, and it's happening. It is happening. I wonder if I could reach out to Eckhart Tolle's people and be like, hey, look, I'm doing a mindfulness event. Do you want to promote it? I mean, whatever. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful to be the steward of that idea and to be manifesting it in the world. And so I'm going to remind you guys, as I do at the end of all of these, is that you can't always choose to have a grateful night.